Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Night Bites. My guest, Mary McGee, and when we left, we were discussing the exploits of Eliot Spitzer, the former governor of the great state of New York, and we were comparing that to the philanderings of William Jefferson Clinton with Monica Lewinsky.
Okay, I want to leave Monica and Bill. That's not important in today's election. However, I do have to.
Well, it is kind of important. See what
he's not running.
See what Bill did to Monica. Bush has done to the whole country.
Well, okay, now that's well put.
Okay,
that's brilliant. That's
but
true.
Let's go back. So we were discussing Hurricane Hillary and how she basically conveyed that she was holding her nose and trying to avoid upchucking while she endorsed this upstart Barack Obama.
I didn't get into that, but so far you have put down both female speakers.
That is correct.
What do you have against women?
Nothing against women. It's those women.
Okay, I'm sure there'll be more women he's upset at, but let's go on. So Wednesday night, what did you think about Bill's speech?
Now, Bill is quite a moving speaker.
Oh boy, the best.
And he went out, and what did he discuss? It was all about Bill. Now, what else would you expect from Bill? It's all about Bill.
Okay, but how many times did he say the name Barack Obama and vote for Barack Obama?
I wasn't counting. Did you count?
Somebody did, and I heard the number, but I've forgotten it.
Oh, well, okay. It was a high number. I mean,
high.
he really did he did what Hillary couldn't. He went and sold and then put himself behind Barack Obama. I have to give him credit. He did do that. He really did stand up and do the job he was supposed to do. I want to go back, however, a minute to the night before and Hurricane Hillary.
Hurricane Hillary, I love it.
Because there is one thing that I think really needs to be pointed out. People have studied her campaign.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is coming out, and her campaign was a fiasco. Every staffer was fighting with every other staffer, and they were basically no turn right, no turn left, no turn right, no turn left. I mean...
I have read that it was a giant mess.
And she, as the candidate, was responsible for bringing order. It was her campaign, and she let these people run amok. And to those of you of the female persuasion who just want to have that glass ceiling shattered instead of with 18,000 cracks, 18 million cracks, what I would suggest is that if she doesn't even have the skill to run her own small little campaign, how can she be the chief executive of the whole government?
Got me there. It was a mess. I have read about the infighting with Penn and her chief of staff and a few of the other top aides. So that was a mess. It definitely was. And she should have taken control of it early on. She didn't, so there you go. She did not win the nomination, so it's old news now.
And in fairness to Slick Willie, they were busy really tagging him with racism. Every time he said something, it was magnified and classified as racism by the Barack Obama campaign. And I think we were snookered by that. Because as much as I dislike a lot of Bill Clinton's personal character, I really do not think he is a racist. I think he is the complete opposite of that.
I totally agree with you on that.
And it shows to me the moral bankruptcy of the Obama campaign, that they are willing to get there any way they can, including by trashing the accomplishments of a man who only tried to really help the black community. And it's something, as I said at the opening, we really need to look at the Obama campaign, because I'm beginning to think we're being sold a big bill of goods. And I have to confess, when they charged racism, I was ready to believe it. I was really to accept it because, frankly, I was in the anybody but Hillary club. You know, you say I don't like women. Well, it isn't women. There are a lot of women that I would have liked to have been president. I would have loved it if Dianne Feinstein was running. But that woman.
No, I agree with you on Bill. They should never have started trashing him as being a racist, because there hasn't been anyone in Congress, certainly no president, that has brought up the stature of African Americans.
And one of the other things about it, it shows how we have news now between Fox Noise and everybody else that takes little statements out of context, and then they get commentators who build them into something else. And so it gives this media the power to assassinate anybody. And whose fault is that? That's our fault.
Because we watch it.
Not only that we watch it, that we believe it and we accept it, and we don't inquire to see what the whole context was. That's our doing.
Too busy watching TV and working the games? I don't know. What's the answer? I was in a restaurant 2 days ago and listening to two waitresses talking, and honest to Pete, I'm sorry.
Two women?
Doesn't matter.
Two broads, okay.
All right. Two waitresses, female. And one said to the other, was there something on TV about the election the other night? And this was the morning after the Democratic National Convention.
You mean after Obama's speech?
Yes.
Okay.
After Obama's speech.
Friday.
So this was Saturday morning.
Okay.
And my mouth certainly fell open. And the other lady said, yeah, they're getting ready for elections pretty soon. And the other one said, well, how are you voting? Well, you have to make up your own mind. I mean, neither one of them had a clue, but the one that didn't even know there was a convention on doesn't know when the election's going to be. That's a sad state of affairs for America, and shows what you had to say about not knowing anything and believing everything the talking heads say.
Mm-hmm.
I am embarrassed about that so many of us listen to them. Not only listen to them, but believe
them. Yeah.
Believe them.
But so we had the speech of Bill,
Mm-hmm.
The
speech.
firebrand, and then you had Thursday night, their whole big event. And starting, who was your most memorable speaker on Thursday?
Who were the speakers? I've forgotten. I've run all the speakers together. Oh, Joe Biden.
No, he spoke Wednesday, didn't he? He spoke after Clinton.
Oh, that's right, because he warmed up the crowd for Clinton. Then the next night,
Clinton warmed up the crowd for him.
For Biden, right. Well, then the next night...
What did you think about... Yeah, it's a good
Obama.
point. I forgot about him. What did you think about Biden's speech? It was kind of forgettable for me.
Well, it was kind of forgettable, but it was a Joe Biden speech. He's a good middle-class, grounded guy.
He went after John McSame.
And it was a pretty typical Joe Biden speech. I like Joe Biden. Joe Biden has been in the Senate for, 22 years?
More than that, since 1972.
Good grief. And he's now head of the Foreign Relations Committee.
Before that, he was head of the Judiciary Committee. I believe he's when he was head of the Judiciary Committee, he brought about the legislation to stop us guys from being able to beat up you broads.
Thank goodness for Joe Biden.
Isn't he the one who did that?
That's Joe Biden. I like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And he's not a mesmerizing, tantalizing speaker like Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, but it's a good Joe Biden speech, and the guy's smart. And he didn't prattle on as he is wont to do sometimes. So I thought it was pretty darn good. And then the next night, of course, was the big night.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. I thought that Biden's speech was, he basically went after McSame. But I had a real problem with his speech because I found him to be a hypocritical liar. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about it. So please stay with us.